Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video after finally pulling the Carnival LR Broly, which by the way, if you want to see that, there is a short for it on the channel, go check it out. I'm going to be trying him out, I'm really excited, I am gassed. We've got him at 55%, we're trying him out at the bare minimum, level 1, links everything. But I'm excited, because not only does he look insane, but we get to use him with the 9th anniversary LR Broly, the new EZA Turles squad, and then not only that as well, the EZAs that are going to be dropping. Of course, we don't know what they are yet, but because the entire theme is around Broly, it's obviously going to potentially be a super EZA, which could be the strength one if they're going to do one. They could EZA the int one, the tech LR. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Now, his starter turn numbers really do not matter. We do have his active skill, of course, ready as soon as we start. But Broly does have, for one turn, pretty much invincibility. That's what I'm going to say. For literally one turn, he pretty much has invincibility. He's unable to attack, so essentially it functions the way some of the standbys do. But after his entrance animation, for one turn, if I put him in the first slot, which we did, he has 90% damage reduction, so he's not going to be taking any damage no matter what. But then if you slide him into slot 2, which is very worth doing, or if you have both Brolys on a starting rotation, so your Broly and the friend Broly, you could put him in slot 2 or slot 3, or one of them will be there, and then you can have 70% damage reduction, so not the full 90, but still very good, and all extreme class allies with a 50% chance to crit. And then also extreme class allies will get key +2 in attack and defense, plus 60% as well. And then Broly just starts the turn with 200% defense and guards all attacks. So even though you don't have that 90% damage reduction, Broly has guaranteed guard on top of that. So essentially, even if you do slide him into slot 2 or slot 3 and lose out on that 20% damage reduction, it doesn't matter because Broly's invincible regardless. I mean, maybe if the enemy hits really hard, then maybe put him in slot 1, because then you have guaranteed guard and 90% damage reduction, but, you know, you really want to benefit from the support he's given out as well, and it's not like that 20% is going to make too much of a difference. I honestly love Broly's transformations, I really do, I love his animations so much, but we haven't transformed. Again, depending on how the rotation's looking, or just if you want to kind of take advantage of that first turn that Broly has, you could just transform him immediately. You could just transform him immediately and get him stacking as soon as you start. Or, of course, you could take advantage of pretty much that one turn invincibility he has. Regardless, you have the active skill ready to go. Obviously, you're going to do it on turn 2 because that's when his invincibility pretty much runs out. Also, movie bosses. Movie bosses is looking in a very good spot. The only weak link right now on the team is him. If you have Hirudegarn, this team is looking very solid. There's also a lot of support going around. You know, from Broly's first turn, yeah, you lose out on it, but there's that. You have the Broly trio, and you also have Team Turles. And again, there's still more units to come from part 2, and the EZAs from part 1 and 2 as well. So Movie Boss is getting a major buff, on top of like Planetary Destruction as well. But Movie Bosses, of course, that's Broly's 200% lead, is getting a major buff. But this is what I was looking forward to, running him with the 9th anniversary Broly, which I can't wait to do. So now that he has transformed, of course, now he's attacking. On 18 key, he will greatly raise attack, which is stacking by 50% and cause mega class damage to all enemies. So it is an AoE. In terms of numbers, 481k attack stat. That's going to go up by stacking. Just over 200k defense. Let's get some HP back. I mean, to be fair, as soon as Metacooler gets hit, he could actually trigger his own revival. So that is quite useful for us. And we're starting off with a 14.4 million attack stat. Are we good? 14.4 million attack. That's crazy. Considering this man's stacks, starting off with a 14.4 million attack stat is wild. And again, this is at 55%. I don't have dupes. I don't even have skill orbs on this man. Sorry, monster. Scratch that. Devil. Broly is a devil. If you're starting with over a 14 million attacks at 55% and you stack on your 18 key, that's crazy. No wonder they didn't give him loads of additionals that Broly usually has. I mean, he does have one. But no wonder they didn't pile them all on like they usually do. Damn! Not only that as well, on 12 key, he raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. That does only hit 1 enemy. Give me your revival. And he starts the turn off with key +3, attack and defense +260. He has damage reduction by 50% for 3 turns from the entry turn. And then plus an additional damage reduction of 26%, which he just has. So naturally, you are going to want to transform him once that 1 turn of invincibility is gone. I mean, why wouldn't you? Second, you can kind of make his damage reduction once he transforms last a little bit longer. So for 3 turns, he will have 76% damage reduction, which is very nice indeed. So the fact that he doesn't have any defensive buffs on his 18 key essay effect doesn't really matter too much. I am going to transform this one as well. We can let that play out. We can see that again. And he does get an additional attack and defense plus 150% when performing a super attack, hence why his numbers are so high. He then also gains an additional key +1 up to 5 and chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% up to 50% with each attack performed, which that additional in his passive will help. And of course, any dupes or skill orbs you have on him as well is going to help you build that up a bit quicker. Shouldn't be too long as well, especially with Red Zone and Supreme Magnificent Battle being a little bit longer, you know, getting towards like turn 8, maybe even turn 10 at a push as well. He then will launch an additional attack. There's a 50% chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack, which is why you always want to slide him in slot 1. Which, of course, we're going to do here. This friend Broly does have, I think, 2 dupes in? 3 dupes? How much do he have? He has 3 dupes. He's 89. Actually, no, he has all 4 dupes. He's just only given him up to 89%, which is a little bit weird. But that's fine. He's also getting the Team Turles support, I'm pretty sure, as well. And then not only that, Broly would gain an additional defense plus 200% before attacking and guards all attacks of the first attacker in a turn. So again, within those 3 turns where Broly has all of that damage reduction, Broly is also guarding as long as you have him in slot 1, which they've made him an all-out monster. They've finally taken Z Broly from movie 8 and made him that indestructible monster that we've wanted this entire time, rather than just kind of glass cannons, which I'm completely here for. It makes him an absolute monster. And that's what Broly should be. And then not only that, an extra 200% defense on top of that before he attacks. You're going to be putting him in slot 1 anyway for the guard. But then also an extra 200% on top of that is basically free defense. It honestly is free defense. The only thing I'm still confused about, right, is how is this absolute monster? How does he not have big bad bosses? Like, what's the criteria for big bad bosses? Because again, Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo have big bad bosses. So what is the criteria to get it? I don't understand. I really don't. How do these 2 units not have big bad bosses? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But not that Broly needs it. Because could you imagine if Broly had the big bad bosses, Link? It'd be dumb. It would be dumb. But this is what I mean as well about movie bosses. There's so much support flowing through the team. Broly, Cheelai, and Lemo, again, Team Turles, it's all there. And then also, this man can benefit from this man's domain, which is another big win, which is why I wanted Broly so much, and there's still more units to come. Also, Broly will launch a guaranteed additional as the 2nd or 3rd attacker in a turn, which naturally you're going to shift him once he does lose out on all that damage reduction after 3 turns. He then will gain an additional key +3 and a chance of performing a critical hit +50% when there's an Pure Saiyan or Earthbred Fighters category enemy, which I've already said, with the new Supreme Magnificent Battle coming, more than likely having a Goku enemy, just to name, you know, one of them, a Vegeta, etc. That is a 50% chance to crit out and outright, which is going to help a lot with a unit at 55%. I mean, look at his numbers already. Again, he's going to be stacking. But then not only that, Broly builds up 50% chance to crit. 10% each time he super attacks, right? Or each time he performs an attack. If you're facing a Pure Saiyan or Earthbred Fighters enemy, once that is built up, combine that with his 50% crit chance for facing those enemies, which again, that Supreme Magnificent Battle will more than likely have. That is guaranteed crit. Broly is cleaning up the new Supreme Magnificent Battle, which is wild. We do have his active skill ready, which is just a permanent buff, which is wild because he just doesn't need it, where you can literally activate it after the next attack in turn after he transforms, where we're going to get key +3 and attack and defense +26%. To combine that with the 9th anniversary Broly's domain being active, we're 100% going to pop that Broly. Squish that pod.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm preparing the rocket so he can escape the explosion.
In a rocket built for one person.
Honestly, I love that animation so much. It's so cold. Imagine him literally killing his own dad by breaking the pod is an active skill. Rude. So now we got that permanent buff. We got that permanent key +3, attack and defense +26%. We're on a 952k attack stat, 317k defense. We're going to get a ton of extra attack and defense on super as well. He still hasn't actually fully built up his key and crit chance. We have Broly's, the 9th anniversary Broly's domain active as well. We're also going to get the Broly, Chi-Lai, and Lemo support potentially coming as well. We are going to get it coming as well. And on top of that, he's still stacking 23.7 million. Because this isn't actually like an insane setup. We haven't actually had to do too much to set this up. He just gets that. This is naturally what this Carnival LR Broly is going to get just by the units you're going to surround him with. Of course, if you have them. This is what I love about movie bosses right now. Big 200% lead. Dual Brolys, big buffs from the new units and EZAs. There's still more to come from the EZAs that are coming for part 1. Still more units and EZAs coming from part 2. Movie bosses has got a major buff. A major buff. But getting Carnival LR Broly's attack stat above 20 million like that is literally so easy to do. We watched him stack, what, twice? Twice? And he starts at 55% with a 14 million attack stat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, think about the units that go with him. And also, I love this art, so I'm just going to let this play out. You have him attacking once, maybe twice, and stacking each time with those kind of numbers that quickly, that early on. Next to a 9th anniversary Broly, who also stacks, doing big numbers, and super attacks like 4 or 5 times. Especially if you want to run dual anniversary Broly leads. And he gets an extra one in slot 3. And then he's doing like 18, 20 million once he transforms. And then this Carnival LR Broly gets the benefit from the domain. And then the constant support that's coming from Team Turles and Broly, Chi-Lai, and Lemo. It's mad. But to round out his passive, he also disables the attacked enemy's action once within a turn when key is 24. Which, while he's linked up with 9th anniversary Broly, and then also building up his key from performing attacks, and then has that active, permanently active, where he has key +3 and attack and defense +26% for the rest of the battle. Getting 24 key really might not be too difficult to get. And again, we didn't even have him fully built up. I mean, we're not missing out on any attack and defense, but I mean the key and the crit chance. But this man is at 55%, and he's an absolute monster. He is generally the devil and easily one of the best units in the game. And what's crazy is on Global, we've just come out the 9th anniversary and also had Tech LR UI drop. Also had Topo drop. And they're really good units. But Broly feels unstoppable right now, and I'm here for it. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.